And good morning. Thank you for joining us. I am Tamara Scott. You're watching Truth for Our Time, and you're listening to Truth for Our Time, however you're doing it. Webcast1live.com is how we're powered. Webcast1live.com. I'm looking at myself in the screen, and it looks kind of funny if you're watching. My big poofy hair does funny things, Ryan. Sorry about that. But and so we're gonna go on a couple of different things here. We had scheduled to talk with Joy Pullman from the Heartland Institute. She's been on this show before. We appreciate everything she always shares with us. Great information, informative. She's got her pulse on Common Core across the nation. She'll be joining us. Chuck Hurley, an attorney in Iowa, former legislator in Iowa, will be joining us, and we'll be talking about the conference that's happening right now in Iowa. It says the governor's conference on, it used to be on bowling, but it's not anymore. It's just straightforward LGBTQ youth. And so we'll be talking about that. There's a comic book here. We'll be sharing that with you. And first, we're going to talk with Kim Simic. Kim is a state director for Concerned Women for America. One hat she wears. And another hat she wears, she's quite active on the Common Core debate. And so hopefully, if we can get everybody in here together, it'll be great discussion. They may overlap a little bit. They may come and go and just be different segments. We're not sure how exactly it will work today, but in her hat as fighting the Common Core, Kim has good information for us. Shane Vanderhart, our local writer who writes for American Principles Project, as well as his own website, Iowans for Local Control, Caffeinated Thoughts, and I think 415, I'm not even sure. But anyway, he wrote an article on caffeinated thoughts, and we'll try and put that link. I don't have the chat line up here. I'll get it up here pretty soon. We'll put the link to his article. Wisconsin may have their first political victim on the Common Core. I don't say that with joy, other than we've warned politicians. We've warned our friends in elected office. They need to be paying attention. And so is Kim on the line with us, Ryan? She absolutely is. Ryan Northfield is my producer and does a great job every Wednesday of throwing a bunch of clips and information together. So joining me is Kim Simic. Thank you so much, Kim.
Thank you for having me.
Very good. Oh, we even have a picture of you, quite lovely on the screen for those who can watch along on webcast1live.com. And Kim, you have a new feather in your cap, or a new cap to wear, as many of us do. Several hats we wear. Fortunately, they usually all are similar in their responsibilities and roles, but separate in how we do them. Kim, you were elected last night.
Yes, I was. I made it to my county board as a supervisor, and so I'm pretty excited about that. Worked hard to try to get the people out to a local election. It's hard to get people to get involved, but now I'll have to learn about a lot of local issues here in my county.
Absolutely, but we're thankful to have somebody like you who is concerned with, one, first off, parental authority over the family. Secondly, taxation and what is important and what is priority for government and what is outside government bounds. We see a lot of government waste at the county level, so we're very thrilled to have someone who's going to be careful with the taxpayer dollars. But third, there's a lot of authority that happens in the county and the Christian heritage that we have in this nation and what makes us stand strong and continue today. So thank you for serving in that capacity. And it is hard to get people out to local issues, but right here in Iowa, I do have to note, Earlham School District bond issue was defeated last night for the second time, I think, within a year. People are getting so tired of being badgered by school districts and cities wanting more money and more money and more money. And finally, second year in a row, Earlham people said no, and the no vote is rising. The yes vote is diminishing, and hopefully they won't have to keep funding it and keep continuing on in election issues there. Hopefully those who are elected to the school board there will listen and no longer punish and push this on the people of Earlham. And so, Kim, the reason I called you last night when I found out that you had won your election, and congratulations, was I'd seen the article from Shane Vanderhart that we may have our first political victim, and two of them are coming from Wisconsin, we think. Can you give us some details on that?
Certainly. We did have the announcement yesterday for Representative Castile, lower part of the state, who is going to retire. And he has been working very closely On the education committee, he is in the state of Wisconsin, but he's been working very closely with Senator Olson, who is the head of the education committee. Together, they are both Republicans, and they have worked extremely hard to stop any sort of negative Common Core information getting out there or getting its time on the floor of the Capitol. We worked all last year to get some hearings that they basically were totally ignoring until finally the governor said that he would like to have these hearings, and we did get them. But meanwhile, the whole state, we worked hard like everybody did across the country to try to wake up the people, to ask our educators what's going on with this. Doesn't anybody see what's inside this Trojan horse? And these two gentlemen worked as hard as they possibly could against us. And, very, very upsetting. But what did happen at the caucuses, the Republican caucuses in the state, two districts, came out with a very large, overwhelming amount of majority for a no confidence vote on them. So that was, I'm sure, publicly very embarrassing, and for politically, I think that's probably a good idea to maybe say you're going to not run. How are you going to get reelected when your party in your district isn't even supporting you? So, yes, I guess it's the first set of casualties. I'm not sorry to see him go over this. I think he's a good man on a lot of issues, and he's been there for a while. He's good on pro-life issues, and I don't know him personally, so I certainly can't say. I'm sure he's a very good man, but somehow this Common Core mess tangles so many people in. I don't understand. There is a big conflict of interest with Senator Olson. His wife is one of the heads of CISA in the state. And we've been trying to flush that out for a while. I mean, how can he be making such decisions to promote a product that his wife is getting monetarily paid to promote? So, I mean, we have a real problem with him, too. Unfortunately, he's not up for election this cycle. So